So, good day, everyone. This is our analysis for the week, for a new week. So, but before I go through this and the analysis for this new week, I would just love to just give us a recap of the previous week. So, I posted the trades that we took for the previous week. For Monday, Monday actually did not give us an entry, which we seeked for. It didn't give us the entry. Our anticipated entry was not given. So we didn't take any entry for Monday. So for Tuesday, I don't think we took any entry for Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday, we didn't take any entry for Tuesday because I had a meeting on Tuesday. So we didn't take any entry on Tuesday. So when we took an entry was on Wednesday. So I usually do not trade London section most times. So from Wednesdays to Fridays, I can decide to trade London section. But Monday, Tuesday, I avoid really trading London section. So I never really took any trade on Monday or Tuesday. So on Wednesday was the day gold actually gave us the entry. As I when we did that analysis, I think gold was still around here. So I told you that what I needed to see was gold inducing a bit, pulling back into the zone, going to the zone, falling below. So this was the first entry we took on gold. You can go and check the shots I posted or the reels on Instagram. I posted the entries we took. So we took an entry around here, which put us a massive profits. So that was the entry we took when we left, I think around here. We took an entry on Thursday, which I told you guys that this was what I was waiting. I waited for Friday for Thursday. So what I wanted to see actually did not happen. So I gave us a criteria to take two entries, which was a buy or a sell. So the criteria that actually happened was for the buy. Gave us two criteria. I told us that for that buy entry, I'll need price to come above, fall below, go above, fall below here. Okay. And go above. You can decide to induce, then we take a buy. So this was what I saw from Friday, which we traded Friday. So I just want to tell you how I looked at Thursday, how we traded on Thursday. I took the entry for Thursday around here. This was where I took the entry from. You might ask me, why did I take that kind of entry? Was that not too aggressive? No, it wasn't aggressive. So, but you might ask me, why didn't I wait for the conference to actually happen? There are different conferences I use in actually measuring my entries. So this was an aggressive entry, kind of, but the full criteria actually did not happen on that particular day. So it happened the following day. So this was the criteria we wanted to see for this particular day here, which happened in the morning. Now note, our criteria was met at London section. So that's why we took the buy at London section. We were supposed to wait till New York. So you notice that on that particular Friday, I called gold twice. After we took the first one and London section wanted to come to an end, I told us to take our leave. Then I called a new entry again, which we took around here. So on Friday, we had two entries. So these two entries were the entries that actually paid us. So for today, what should I be expecting for this new week? So what I'm expecting for this new week is going to be, let's use the high of last week as our reference high. So we are going to be using it as a reference high of last week as your reference high, as well as I'm going to be using, I have another criteria that I'm going to be using as a reference high. So for the buy, this is what we are supposed to see today for the buy. Price falling into the zone, and we are going to get an entry, and the entry is going to be around here. So this is around where we are going to be getting the entries from. So for a sell entry that we are going to be getting on gold, our entry criteria, let's just extend this line. This is going to be our entry criteria. Note, I always say, never assume that the market is going to buy or assume the market is going to sell. You are not an wholesaler. You don't hold long term. Me, I don't hold long term positions. What the market is doing at the moment is what I focus on. So this is what I want to see for the sell entry. So the probability that this market is going to sell is already very, very high. So I'll just wait till New York section to actually engage in this entry. So this is actually my criteria to take my for my sell entry to happen. So let's go on US30 for a new week. US30. So for last week, this is what we did on US30. I did not take the entry for this US30. I didn't take this sell entry here, but I saw it. But when I saw it, I was still at the meeting I went for. So I don't take trades when my day is actually going very, very busy because I need to concentrate fully to understand what I'm trying to do. So this is actually the entry that happened for that particular day. This is the entry. So this sell happened here. Now note US 30 is actually rising for a buy and already showing an entry. There are lots of reasons why I will refuse. I refuse to take this trade today, now, this morning. Reason being that today is the first day of the month, as well as today is Monday, which is actually the first open day of the week for a commodity like US30. So even if US30 happens to rise, let it go alone. You get, so I am not desperate for any entry. I will wait for the entries to actually happen. So it is better to be 100% sure than to be 50% sure and trying to risk your inheritance on this market. So for last week, this was the entry. If I had wanted to take, I would have taken this entry for a sale on US30. So on Wednesday, I didn't. On Wednesday, yes, I think we took an entry for Wednesday. I think we did. Yes, I took this trade here for a buy on Wednesday. So, but we left early. We just stayed. I think we stayed on that trade for just 30 minutes. That was what happened. So on Thursday, we didn't take any entry. I was just in the market spike up and down. Most of the time, I'm not always on any spike because until a candle actually closes, I do not assume that this is what the candle will do until there is a rest on that candle. So what I regularly do is I will always wait. If the spikes does not print my entry candle, I will not take that entry. If it does, I might now then take it. So basically, what we were waiting for Friday on US30, it happened. Though we took two, there were two conferences we needed to see, but it obeyed the second, leaving the first. So this was, it did not ride with this eye, so it decided to move with the eye of Wednesday. So we saw it, so we decided to take this buy around here. And if you study the trade that we took, you find you that we took, you find out that that's actually where we took our buying trades from. So that is that is it for our buys on US30 for Friday. US30 doing so well now, wanting to give us an entry for a buy, which I would not want to take that entry. So what I want to see, I want US30 to establish its eye at London. If he decides to come this deep, it's fine. Or if he decides not to, it's fine. But what I want to see is that what I'm going to be telling you now is that personally, I will not take this trade at London. I wouldn't take this trade at London. It's too, is looking too dubious to me to take it at London. I would prefer to wait for New York section. When is New York section doesn't still give an entry. I lose nothing. My money is intact, and I will still get better options next time. So on BTC for previous week, did we take BTC last week? I don't think so. We did not trade BTC last week. We did not. I don't think we traded BTC last week. But if we wanted to take that BTC last week, BTC gave lots of entries last week, which we saw, but we did not take it. So one of the entries I saw on BTC for last week was here, around here. I got an entry around here. The second entry I got on BTC was around here. I got an entry there. The next entry I saw on BTC was around here. Another entry that happened there. Now, BTC last week was looking very, very crazy. So I didn't take BTC for last week. So for this week, what we are looking at kind of is wanting to happen now, but I would not assume that it's going to happen until it happens. So this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see for BTC this week, which to a reasonable extent, I think is already happening. So this is what I want to see for BTC this week. So if it happens, I take it. But if it doesn't happen, I avoid always trading London on Monday. So there are lots of reasons I will not take this trade today. So personally, I think that price is on a range. So, but even in a range, there you can still spot a trend within a range. So no matter what price is doing right now, it has not given me the entry for a sell yet. So what I want to see for this sale is this price. I need it to fall, but not just fall at any time. Let it make that fall at New York. So I will take the entry around there. If it falls below the low it has created now, I'll take the entry for a sale around New York. So if I'm going to be taking the buy, I will need price to rise above this high, induce into this zone. This is what I want to see for the buy entry. So once it happens, I will aim for the buy for BTC. So what do I want to see for US oil for the week? Now US oil is already looking very rosy, but I still will not get into this trade yet, not just yet. So I saw US oil doing what it's doing right now, and I envisaged that it was going to do it. So what I wanted to see kind of has happened. The reason why I never really took this trade was this is in the first day of a new month. So at the first day or for at the close to the end and the beginning of every new month, you must be very, very careful with how you take entries in this game. If not, you will blow your inheritance. So there are different reasons, there are different entries I'll get here. Some individuals will say, okay, take it here, but I think our entry will be too desperate. Some will say, so let's take it here. There are reasons why I'm putting those points. Others will say, sir, no, let's take it here. But the best entry to take is going to be this particular entry here. This entry is actually the best to take. Now, the reason being that you want to be the percentage assurance on your analysis matters a lot. You might be doing analysis. There are times that I have lost so much in this market to now be very, very wise and very smart. In the sense that you don't do analysis based on sentiments. You don't do analysis based on the fact that you just want to make yourself feel good or make people feel good, or you are just trying to prove a point to anybody. You're only going to prove a point to your losses. That's what you are proving a point to. You're not proving any point to anybody. You will eat loss, and you just have loss as your inheritance. That's what ends the game for you. And you then think that the market is actually a Ponzi scheme, which the financial market is not. Some individuals have this notion that this business doesn't really pay. But the reason why they have that notion is due to the fact that there are lots of deceits. There's lots of deceit out there. There are lots of individuals that you even think that you know, which I will not mention their name on this video right now, that you've actually told yourself that these individuals are really doing well in this business. They are driving flashy cars. They are living in big houses. Some of those individuals are just online influencers, maybe for a broker or maybe for one particular organization they're advertising for. I am not advertising for any broker. I'm not advertising for any individual. I am just a trader that I am. So if you if you pay close attention to some of the things that you are going to be learning from me and most of the weekly analysis that I do, you are going to be catching so much from what I do. So I am not an online influencer that will come and tell you. Nobody has paid me to say tell a lie, and nobody can pay me to tell a lie. So as much as you can get, try and get. So this is my thesis and my analysis and my thoughts for this week. You might have something contrary to what I have analyzed right now, which is totally fine by me. So okay, I only gave the criteria for a buy for this for oil. So this is going to be my criteria for a sell. I want price, this same price. I want it to fall below this particular low I kept here. I want it to fall below it. Induce into the zone, induce into the zone that I fell below. Then I can start negotiating for a sell. But if it does not do this, I will not negotiate for a sell. So I will still hold on thinking that the market is going high. So you might be asking me why that particular zone, why that particular area. There are particular in there's a particular there are particular points of interest for me in the financial market which is inside my course. So if you are interested, you can purchase the course and know what I'm trying to talk about, which is not an information that I can just share with you for free. So the aspect of my knowledge that I can give for free is what I am giving right now. So, but if you're interested in the course, you can just chat, give me a DM, and I'll respond to you. So, thank you, and do have a nice time.